Hello everyone. Hi. It has been a little bit since I have talked to you guys. I am moved into our new house. I have been painting. I've been so busy. I've not been able to do any videos because I have just been there's just so many things. Like moving in, we've had to do some renovations. I've been painting the whole house, as I said, by myself. I read 8 books this month, so let's talk about the 8 books that I read. First book that I started out with is The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this is, I guess, another series in conjunction with The Inheritance Games, which is a trilogy that Jennifer Lynn Barnes wrote, and this is about the brothers that are introduced in The Inheritance Games. I honestly had no idea what this was going to be about. Like, I didn't know if it was going to be another little game or what. And basically you're following 2 POVs, Jameson and Grayson, and those are the 2 main brothers in The Inheritance Games. Meanwhile, there's also 2 other brothers, but they aren't included in this one, at least their POVs are not. So we only get the POVs from Jameson and Grayson, and you're basically following 2 different storylines. They both have 2 different things going on, 2 different things they're finding out about themselves and like the mystery and just what's going on in their life. I give this book a 3.75. I liked it. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing. It's so encapsulating and so easy to read. Like, some of the most readable words ever is anything she writes. Like, she's just such an incredible author. But I just found that the storylines were kind of boring, felt like it dragged on a bit. It just wasn't my favorite of her series. I felt like this could be a novella and not so much like a full-blown 500-page book. I felt like it was too long, just too much. I felt like it could have been shortened, could have been a novella, but we are getting a second book in this called The Grandest Game, and I did enjoy the ending and I was intrigued to know what happens, so I will be picking that one up. But for now, this one was not my favorite. Next book I picked up is In the Weeds by B.K. Borison, and I picked this one up because I liked the cover. I picked this up because I just needed something fluffy, something cute. Gave it 3 stars. It wasn't like amazing or incredible, but it was a cute romance book to just get me through a couple days of stressful moving situations. I honestly remember reading this book and I had no idea what was going on and I didn't really care. Like, the storyline was kind of weird. The pacing was very off in this book. It felt really choppy instead of like a gradual or a smooth like up and down. It felt like it was too much. Like, I didn't really enjoy it all that much. So I give it 3 stars, but it was cute and it got me through some stressful times. So yeah, I do recommend picking this up because you might enjoy it. Next book I picked up is How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. And I initially picked this book up because of someone's reaction to the end of this book I saw on TikTok. And she literally looked so taken aback and so like it was such a huge plot twist that she couldn't take it. And that initially I was like, I need to pick that book up. So I picked it up, and you're kind of introduced to this character. She's a human. She loves mushrooms. She's a big like biochemistry girl. She loves plants and wants to go find these moths deep in the forest. And so she stumbles upon the moths, but then she also stumbles upon a portal to a whole new world with fae. And I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with fae, but they're like this magical like humanoid creature in like different fantasy realms, and they're meant to be like beautiful and this and that. So she stumbles upon this fae who is the prince of this fae world, and she's basically being taken captive. They think that she is a spy from the human realm, meant to spy on their realm, even though she like has no idea what she's doing. And so you're basically following her like being trapped in this fae realm and this and that. And this book is so conflicting to me because there's a romance that happens in this book In my opinion, it happens way too quickly, way too sudden. It has no gradual buildup. It felt very forced. It felt very like, oh, okay, what, like, it wasn't my absolute favorite romance ever. It was very physical. It was not emotional at all. Like, it was not, I didn't really like it. So every time things would happen, like, I was taken aback, and I didn't really love that aspect of the book, because you're obviously supposed to like love these characters and love them together, and I had a hard time because like we didn't even know this character, we didn't even know their intentions, but like we're just sitting here and we're just doing all this stuff, and I didn't like it. It was too physical, no emotions behind it, which is where, if there's romance in a book and it's way too physical, you lost me in terms of me caring about the romance, because I need an emotional connection before anything physical happens. Honestly, 95% emotional. Like, that's honestly all I need, and we didn't get any emotional anything. The ending was crazy. The ending had me like, oh, she got me. So I do want to pick up the next book. I gave this a 3.75 because of the romance, but I don't know, I was very conflicted finishing because I loved the ending. The ending was like so crazy, but then like this part did not make up for this part, if that makes sense. So 3.75. I will pick up the next one though. The next book that I picked up is The Long Game by Elena Armas, and this is the third book that she has come out with. And I have not had the best track record with Elena Armas's writing. I didn't love Spanish Love Deception. I felt pretty indifferent towards The American Roommate Experiment. So I went into this thinking it was just gonna be like a 3.5, nothing really special, but I actually really, really loved this book. I don't know if she just like got different editors or if she just gotten better. Her writing in this one is so incredible. It was so good. I flew through this book. The story was so cute. I loved the guy in this book. Like, it was actually a really, really cute book. I gave it a 4 stars. So that's when you know, like, oh, I actually did thoroughly enjoy this book and what it had in it. It was so cute, and the storyline was cute. I loved it. Perfect for fall. Please pick up this book. It was super cute. Next book that I picked up was Wildfire by Hannah Grace, and this is the second book in the whole icebreaker interconnected standalone series that she has, and I liked Icebreaker. It wasn't my like all-time favorite book. It took me forever to read because I was in a reading slump earlier this year, so I think it literally took me a month to finish that book. So I don't really have like the best memories of that book or Hannah Grace's writing in general because I had a reading slump during that time, hoping that it wouldn't put me back in a reading slump or that I would at least enjoy this more, and I definitely enjoyed it more. I really loved the atmospheric like vibe that she gave because they're in a summer camp, and I've never read a book with a summer camp aspect in it, and they're like counselors. I give it a 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. It wasn't anything spectacular or incredible or nothing I've never seen before, so 4 stars it gets, but I did enjoy it. Next book that I read, I actually read on my Kindle, and that is Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, I think, and this is her debutante duology, and I picked this up honestly not really knowing anything about the series. I knew that she was obviously going to become like a debutante. It's kind of like a fish out of water thing where she like is not fancy, and then she gets like this opportunity for her grandmother who she's never seen to be a debutante. It's very much like just a bunch of rich people drama. I was expecting more from it. I don't know. I think because like in her other series, like The Naturals, it goes crazy. Like The Naturals is crazy. So I was really hoping that there was gonna be like some crazy things happening in this book, but really it's just a bunch of like rich people drama. I gave it a 3 stars. It was okay. I do want to read the second one because I liked the way it ended, but it's not my favorite Jennifer Lynn Barnes books. They're definitely on the lower tiered books for me. And the Inheritance Games, and then the Naturals is my rating so far. So yeah, but it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I do recommend picking it up if you have a Kindle. So yeah. Next book that I read that I was so excited about is Hopeless by Elsie Silver, and this is Bo and Bailey's book. Bo was the one that I was so excited to get into. Bo was in the military, and he recently had like a really crazy accident, so he's home now, and he kind of gets treated as like this war hero with all these scars, and he's only known for being in the military, so people are like only know him for that, only treat him like that, and he actually is like an actual person with feelings and stuff like that. So we kind of learn about his like insecurities and his PTSD and some of the things that he has been through, and just like all of that stuff that goes along with it. And then he meets Bailey, and Bailey is like this girl. She doesn't really have the best like reputation in Chestnut Springs because her brothers are like crazy and drug addicts, and they are kind of poor, so she just isn't treated the best in Chestnut Springs. So Bo kind of becomes really interested in her and her story, and they kind of fake date. They actually fake propose, so they're fake engaged. And yeah, that's kind of where our story goes off. I really liked this book. I give it a 4 stars. It's definitely not my favorite book in the Chestnut Springs series because I felt like we kind of lost, I feel like everything we loved about Bo, his dry humor, like I just felt like it was kind of lost in this book. And I also feel like Bailey was not the kind of person that he needed. I felt like she was really dry, really, like I understand that, like, I don't know, I just felt like their dynamic was not the best. I felt like we needed someone who was happy, and like, not saying she wasn't happy, but her personality was definitely more negative, more like deadpanned this, which is funny, but I felt like we needed someone to care for him. And while she did care for him, like it just felt like their dynamic was a little off. So that's like the only thing I would say. And also I felt like we lost Bo's personality a little bit, which is fine. But I give it a 4 stars. I still love all of these characters. All the side characters are so good, and I'm so sad that this is the last one in the series. Like, I am genuinely so sad. But we are getting a new series by Elsie Silver, and I'm literally so excited about it. So yeah, we do get a cameo of that character in these. So I am excited about that one. Okay guys, the last book that I read this month, A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is my most anticipated book of my whole life. Like, I know I'm being dramatic, but I remember when I got this book in the mail, and I literally was like, I can't believe I'm holding this in my hands right now. I cannot believe that these pages, I couldn't believe it. So I was over the moon, so excited to pick this one up, and it did not disappoint. I literally loved it so much. It obviously got a 5 stars for me. Like, honestly, anything with these characters, with Jax, with Evangeline, 5 stars immediately. Like, I don't care if it's bad. I don't care if the plot was a little weird. I don't care if there was a few cringy parts. 5 stars for me. I literally don't care. Everything that happened in this book, I needed to happen. I cried so much. The visceral reactions that this book gave me was embarrassing. I'm so glad no one was home because I was literally crying tears. I read this book in one sitting, one day. Her writing is enchanting. Her writing is addicting. Her writing is one of those, it's that writing style where you are reading and all of a sudden you're 200 pages in and you're like, how did I get here? How did I get to 200 pages without even looking up? Like, it was, at this point, it's a little concerning how obsessed I am with Stephanie Garber and this whole franchise. Like, it's unhealthy at this point. Obviously, I give this a 5 stars. Did I like everything that happened in this book? Did I like the amount of a certain character we got in this book? No. Did I need more of a certain character? And you know who that certain character is? Yes, I needed more of him. I needed less of another. But I don't care because the parts that we got, like, I was on the floor. Like, all these annotations, I go through them every day, and I understand that that's concerning. I understand that that needs to be studied. I understand that that's not a good thing, but I still loved it so much. So 5 stars for me. I was honestly so conflicted because of the things I just said that were like many cons that I had. But then I was like, Lizzy, what are you talking about? You read this in one sitting. You literally flew through it. You love these characters. Everything that happened, you literally loved. 5 stars. Like, I don't care. I don't care if there were a few things that I was like, ugh, you know, I literally don't care. Don't care. 5 stars. So yeah, 5 stars. 5 stars. I'm gonna frame this book. 5 stars. So yes, guys, that is all the books that I read in October. It has been such a busy month for me, and don't worry, my library is coming together. I just finished painting it. I'm gonna take you guys with me to get bookshelves. It's gonna be a whole thing. I'm gonna make a whole amazing video of me making my shelves, decorating, filling them. Don't worry, that will come out probably in like a week or two, probably 2 weeks, because I'm going on vacation next week. So yes, please hold out for that one. I understand it's annoying for me too, but you know, it's a process here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, please like, subscribe, do all those things that you guys know how to do. I would highly appreciate it. I love you guys so much, and I will hopefully see you in my next YouTube video, hopefully in my new library. Bye.